All right, hello everyone. Welcome to another episode. Today with me, I have my friend Matt, the
Hello.
anime expert. Today we're reviewing first two seasons of KonoSuba and the film. Anyways, we're gonna dive into the plot. Pretty much, this young man. Would you say he just doesn't have the typical life that most individuals have, and he just plays games and I guess he just fantasizes about stuff, but he mostly just plays video games. He
doesn't leave home.
Yeah, he doesn't
finished
leave
college.
He didn't bother looking for a job, pretty much. Anyways, one day he's walking across the road and he sees this girl. I presumes she's gonna get hit. He goes and pushes her out of the way, and you presume that he got hit by this vehicle. And then he meets a goddess named Aqua, and she literally makes fun of him for how he died, because the way he died was pathetic. Anyway, she makes fun of him, and so there's one of the wishes that he can make. He does get summoned to another world, like most isekais. But the one wish that he wants is for her to come with him, because of the fact that she made fun of him. And now she's trapped in the world with him. She's a useless goddess. And then they stumble upon two other fellow friends they become friends. What was the girl's name? The one with the witch hat?
You mean Megumi?
Megumi. They befriend this girl named Megumi. She has a witch hat, she has a eye patch, and she likes to blow up stuff. Then they have Darkness, one of the female characters that likes to get hurt.
And she cannot hit anything.
Yeah, she's bad at hitting. So yeah, Megumi that just blows up stuff, and her explosions are, well, depends on how accurate they are. And then, of course, she can't do anything because she gets weak. Darkness can't hit anything. She likes getting hurt. Aqua is just a useless goddess until she actually can do stuff, but it depends on what's going on.
And if she remembers, she can do it.
What?
If she can remember, she can do it. There was that one episode she forgot there was a world outside the cage.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, she's mostly wanting so they're not in debt. That's pretty much where these four characters end up doing throughout their journey. Pretty much the goal was, this main guy, Cosmo, he was pretty much chosen to go fight the baddies. The dark.
He's supposed to fight the Demon Lord, because no one else can fight him in the world. There's been other people sent before him, but no one's been able to defeat the Demon Lord.
But
Demon King.
Would you say he's just as pathetic?
No, he has skill. He has more skill than the others. The light novel gives you that he's pretty good with working with people, because in that he gets traded to a different party for a quest, and the party starts respecting him at the ending. The anime still has it. It's just they cut out.
Okay, they cut out
a few interactions. He's the one with the most sense out of the four of them.
True, except when it comes to succubuses in that one bar. And of course,
everyone was doing it. It wasn't just him, his friends, which have names in the light novels.
But there are times when, I will admit, yeah, he does have more sense than Darkness, Aqua, or even Megumi. However, sometimes his idiocy or stupid choices kind of get them thrown into some situations. Sometimes.
Yes, but he's smarter than that. And Aqua really doesn't do anything.
Yeah, she doesn't do much. Except when it's time for her to do something. Like the point where she's in that cage, and all these animals are just attacking the cage. And she's a goddess. Bear in mind, she's a goddess. And yes, she can't do anything. Freaks out. Yeah, I will admit, Kazuma does have more, understanding about things. It's just when he's with them, though, it doesn't go well. It doesn't go well at all.
I mean, there's some episodes where things go well.
Anyways, that's pretty much the plot summary. Other than that, it's just a comedic fan service anime. Animation wise, I mean, there's not really much to say about the animation. I mean, any typical isekai animation, action, art design's fine. Unless you want to count the 3D inserted in there, wasn't too much from what I can remember.
No, the thing that gets me with it is there's a joke at the ending of every episode where they're writing home, and it cuts off, and that's on the disc and on the streaming version. And it's supposed to be a joke, but it doesn't really pan out too well.
Oh, really?
If you ever watch the end
so
credits.
That I did notice, just because usually I watch to see if there's something at the end. Sometimes there was, but if there wasn't, I just moved to the next one. So that I did not notice.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a joke because it's in every version.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the voice acting, I think, was really well done, especially Aqua.
Yeah.
She's got that charm. She's got that voice. She's got the attitude of that character.
Yeah, but Aqua does.
But other than that, everybody else did well.
Yeah.
For all the characters, they fit the characters nicely. Other than that, though, yeah, this is more of a comedic isekai. It's not your. Well, I mean, it is an isekai, but it's more of the. Would you say kind of making fun of it in a sense, because like he's supposed to be
there's a lot of those jokes in it, especially with the movie.
Yeah, the movie. Let's get into the movie real quick. Boy, that went places.
Are you talking about the ogres?
Well, no, not them. It just so first there was the whole thing with Megumi and her parents, and then the whole thing with her and Kazuma, and then that creature that was like a chimera.
Oh yeah.
And then all this other crazy nonsense. Like after a bit, there were points in there that was like, okay, a little out there, but also just just crazy. Now the show itself is crazy enough, but this movie was like extremely crazy. And then it also ties into a character from the show that seemed to have caused more problems. That they keep reading diary entries of,
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Now, Matt, I would just like to know what you would think about the character chemistry, plot-wise, and how it's all executed, at least in the anime. Season 1 and 2.
It's good. There are some episodes where they feel that they rushed over some stuff, but then if you go into like the light novels, it makes more sense because it's less disjointed. Okay. Plus, there's an entire arc in the second light novel that explains Kazuma's relationship with some random people that are not in the anime release, which makes like episode 9 make a lot more sense.
Is that the one where they go
to the succubus bar?
Okay.
The two people grabbing him to go into the bar are from the other group that traded him. They actually have a name. Or if you go back with the light novel, the whole house thing being haunted.
Oh yeah, that.
With the little girl ghost, there's actually a grave in at the end of the house, or at part of the house, and they mention how Kazuma was taking care of the grave, which is not in the show really.
Okay.
And then
with the SAO's light novel, like they sort of trimmed certain things out, but then they blended in like the light novel, smushed it together into what we got.
Yeah.
Would you say this anime did it better?
Yeah, better? It gets better. Also, the issue really with season 1 and 2 is they add in extra episodes to the last. It's labeled as 10 episodes, but there's an 11th episode.
Are you talking about the OVA?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I do want to mention
the OVAs are not canon, and there's no way you can make it canon, because if you watch the OVA, they introduce a new character that's in season 2, but it doesn't fit in with the introduction with the character in season 2.
Yeah, like that part did not make sense to me.
Yeah.
When you see this character in the OVA, all of a sudden, it's like they're meeting her for the first time in the second season. So that threw me off. And then when you mentioned, that the OVA is not canon, it was just...
Yeah. I don't think Netflix even put the OVAs on there for season 1.
Well, yeah, because it's not canon. And it
it's fun to watch.
It doesn't flow well.
But it's fun to watch.
I mean, yeah, but it's just not. It's not canon, and it just, like I said, it does not flow well into season 2. I don't get why they bothered to do that when they were going to introduce the character later.
Because they had a year between production. So they probably did production of the first series, didn't know they were getting a second season. And then after the first series got released, then they realized they were doing a second season.
They could have probably done like a totally different character, maybe something original at least. Instead of taking that character that was already established, that were, established in the book. I'm assuming she's in the book. And bringing her into season 2, and they meet her for the first time in season 2.
They do better with the characters between the movie and season 3.
Because the movie
with one character very in particular.
This is the one that was in the OVA.
It's in the movie. There's a very specific thing with one character from the movie in the first episode of season 3.
Well, I haven't seen that yet, but I think I'll know what you're talking about when I watch it. But yeah. So season 1. For me, it took a little bit, like enjoyment-wise, it took me a little bit to get into it. And then when it kept going, then I was just getting a crack out of like what the characters were doing. Funny moments, humorous moments. Episode 9, I think, was my least favorite just because it was...
8, I had more problems with 8. Because 8, they literally had another idea for an episode, and they skimmed one part into like a 2-minute section, and then they continued the episode, but they could have had another, it really should have been 2 episodes.
Sort of, didn't they do that sometimes? Like something would happen, they would have like a stop, and then
sometimes, but with 8, with 8, they literally leave out all the information until a certain point. But in the, like I said, in the light novel, it's an entire quest and a job, and no, it was the haunted house, but it was meeting what's her name, the store owner, for the first time.
Oh,
she was shoehorned into
one of the devil or the demon king's like general.
Yep.
Oh,
there's a whole little thing. It's like a whole part in the book. It's not that large, but it could have been another episode.
Okay. I did like a bit of the haunted house part, especially with the ghost dolls, because it kind of reminded me of the movie Dolls, if anybody's seen that. I guess, do you have anything else to add?
I mean, it's a good series. I had trouble watching it when I was first watching it because I wasn't paying for Crunchyroll at the time, and it had this weird ad lock issue. I would watch an episode, and at one point it just kept on playing ads over and over, and then said that it couldn't buffer. And then when I would want to go back to the point that I needed to go back to, it would load 10 ads. So it took forever for me to watch the first season. But once I did, I watched the first and second season, and then when I rewatched it like a year or two ago, and I watched the entire first season in one sitting.
Well, I know you can do that.
Yeah.
So season 1 was fun. Season 2 continued that tradition of very humorous moments, and then the movie was, like I said, it was just crazy and all over the place, but it still carried the charm.
Yeah.
I still got a kick out of some scenes in that movie.
Are you talking about the orcs? You know what I'm talking about, right?
They're general.
Oh, I was talking about the female orcs where there were no more male orcs, so they all go after Kazuma.
Oh, yeah, that scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was that was something.
Yep.
So to conclude, KonoSuba is a very crazy isekai. I wouldn't say maybe it's your typical. I mean, they may have done more of this even around the time this came out. I guess it hit fame because it was, I guess at the time, different, unique. I could be wrong, but I don't know. I guess it sort of makes fun of itself. That's probably why it resonated with some people. Because I remember before I even watched it, I remember people just talking about it. There was a buzz. Yeah, it's humorous. I know it does. Is it what? Harem in a sense, because all of the chicks are girls.
It's technically a harem.
It's isekai / harem.
I mean, you could say that.
But it's kind of different compared to typical harems because the girls, they're not always all over Kazuma unless when it comes to debt, them needing his help for something.
Carrying their bodies back?
Yeah, carrying their bodies back. Like, well, Megumi's body, because she gets weak whenever she blows stuff up. But it also, like I said, it makes fun of itself. It's very humorous. instead of like just the typical hero who's gonna save the day and he's a guy, like this is this is different. I mean, Rising on the Shield Hero was a really good one, at least the first season, because it was a little different with how the character had to like build his reputation back. Kazuma doesn't run into that issue, but he's stuck having to like work really hard to get money, and in the meantime, a goddess that can't do much, a knight that can barely hit but likes to get hit, and a magician. I guess Megumi's a magician. Magician or a wizard.
She's more of just an exploder.
Yeah, I just think the chemistry's funny. Now, bear in mind, it is fan service. You just have to go in with that. But I prefer it over Kill la Kill. So to conclude, would I say is it worth a watch or skip it? I would say watch it and see if you have a fun time laughing at it, because it's funny.
Yeah.
There's not it doesn't take itself seriously, and it's comedic. What more do you want? If you watch very dark stories in anime, then if you want something to laugh at, well, this is it. Matt, what would you say?
I mean, it's good. It's worth watching. It's worth listening to the audiobook.
Yeah, there is an audiobook. I think that's all we have to say about KonoSuba. If you like what you saw here, follow me, subscribe wherever you're watching. My friend here, Matt, hops on when he can for anime, because he is all into that. He knows his anime. Anyways, peace, everybody.